Hello, hello. Wherever, hey, yo, look. So I went through like most of my videos and I literally start them all off like, hello, hello. And it's just something I do and I do it a lot in person too. But anyway, what's up? We're talking about Mercury sextile. Well, my aspect is Mercury sextile Uranus or Uranus. We're not talking about Uranus, but I wanted to really just get into that energy in general. Mercury aspecting Uranus. So let's get right into it. I am reading from my handy dandy notebook and I have some notes that I took from this website called 12 and Us, as well as the Astrology for Yourself workbook. I think that's what it's called. I got it on Amazon and maybe it was like $15 or something. It's super cool. It's like a workbook. You can fill in the blanks to kind of learn your chart. This is not an ad. I just really like the workbook. And some of the key words and phrases that I'm using are from it. So I wanted to shout it out and not to like make it seem like it was my own work. Anyway, let's get right into it. Mercury aspecting Uranus. All right, what is Mercury? Mercury rules the third house. Mercury rules the sixth house. It rules the signs Gemini and Virgo. Mercury deals with the energy of communication, intellect, speech, thought, language, and our interaction with the environment. Mercury rules our community, our neighborhood. And it is our capacity to think, speak, learn, and reason. Mercurial signs or the energy of Mercury is very masculine in nature. However, Virgo is a feminine sign and Mercury rules the sign of Virgo. Moving into the planet Uranus. Uranus is a planet that is erratic. It is peculiar. It deals with unusual happenings, suddenness, unexpected events. Uranus deals with illumination, liberation, rebellion, freedom. Uranus rules over the 11th house and Aquarius. It is that individual that stands out within the many. However, Uranus is about bringing society and humanity together. It is a sign that is of humanitarianism, although it is very rebellious and hell-bent on having freedom and independence. So when you put the energy of Mercury and Uranus together, you have somebody who is a lightning fast talker, or like somebody, one of those people who speak really quickly. What just came to mind was like those people who do the bidding, and whatever those guys are called, they can speak lightning fast. To speak in that way, that would definitely be a Mercury aspect to Uranus. Um, this is somebody who just says honestly whatever is on their mind. And most of the time when they're in a group setting, they can really read people very well. So they're able to say what everybody else is thinking, but too afraid to say. That's Mercury aspecting Uranus. Um, a person who has this aspect is going to be somebody who works in a career that deals with technology, science, could be medical science. You could work with the eyes because Uranus, Aquarius rules the rods and the cones of the eyes. Or you can be somebody who does surgery on people's ankles and things like that because Aquarius rules the ankles. Mercury deals with the nervous system. So this person really needs meditation to balance out their mental energy. You're going to have very high mental energy if you have any aspect between Mercury and Uranus in your chart. Like I said in the beginning, I have Mercury sextiling Uranus. I have Mercury in Aries in my 10th house and Uranus in Aquarius in my 8th house. So anyone who has this aspect would be somebody who is really into science, really into technology. You can be really hands-on with creating videos, and you can be somebody who works in IT. Anything that really has to do with tech, you might be able to excel in if you apply your energy and your effort toward that way. you are a humanitarian, and you like to deal with obscure topics, like things that people typically shy away from. You are all about what's different and what stands out. You're very original. You're inventive in the way that you talk and speak. You may have friends who even mimic you because you seem to always come up with some new slang or whatever to throw into the mix. You know, you're very innovative with the way that you talk. Even if you like have negative aspects, that would be the squares and the oppositions. Even if you have those negative aspects, and you might stutter and have like a speech impediment or something, you're able to just, if you have the right energy, like the signs and the houses where it's placed in your chart, you can make it sound cool, or you could just make it work for you. Like, this is a person who is really good with their words. Uranus deals with higher dimensions. So it's easier for you to tap into those higher planes of thinking and those higher planes of thought. So sometimes if you are somebody who has a very negative aspect, or say like you might have Mercury in Pisces and Mercury falls in Pisces, and then you might have Uranus in like Leo or something opposite than where it rules, which would be Aquarius, right? And so you have like this inconjunct aspect, or this negative aspect between those two planets in your chart, and it might make you feel like you're alienated. Like when you're in a group setting around people, you don't really feel like your thoughts and the way that that you communicate belongs in the conversation. You feel like whatever you have to say might be too radical, or like whenever you do say something, everybody kind of just looks at you and doesn't really emote or give you any feeling, and so you just feel like, man, I'm better off not saying anything at all. But it's very important for somebody who has this aspect, of course, with any aspect, to really work with the energies that you have. Try to understand them. Even if you have a square or an opposition, that's just like something you need to learn, or two areas where you need to create balance. And through that, you can start to use this energy for your benefit. I started realizing how fast I was talking, and really starting to display the energies and qualities of that Mercury aspect in Uranus in my chart. But again, this is somebody who speaks in shocking and rebellious ways. You say what everyone else is thinking, but will never say. Your mission is to write and speak about things that will help improve society and humanity. So regardless if you feel like, you know, what you have to say is too radical, or you feel like you don't know how to say it, it's important that, you know, you learn to work with this energy. We have to start to master these energies within ourselves, like our body. We have to master how we appear in public, communicating with other people. These are very important things to understand. And if you want to be perceived in a certain light, or if you feel like, you know, Mercury and Uranus is somebody who's a future thinker. You always think about the future. You're always thinking about what you can do better and how you can make things manifest. So if you're somebody who's thinking ahead like that, it's important that you start to harness these energies for your benefit, because you know, you'll be the type of person, we'll be the type of person who can invent something, create something, a new way of thinking, being or feeling, or approaching a person, place, or thing. And that's really going to help us excel and get to where we need to go. We bring in that new energy, that future thinking energy. And it's important to have those thoughts and those ideas here on this plane. So yes, again, meditation can greatly improve our mental balance. At times we may be impatient. We may have like a speech impediment, or we feel like we can't really get our words across the way that we need to. We can be sensitive to criticism, although like oftentimes we may be those people who think like we don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, or what they think about what we said or whatever. But oftentimes, you know, everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody has that feeling or that need that, like, when we say something, we want other people to receive it. You know what I'm saying? So we may be sensitive to criticism, because it seems like, especially if you have a negative aspect with these two planets, where I mean, I always feel like whatever you say is not being received well, or you're just not reaching people the way that you intend to. And so we can be sensitive to criticism, because it's like, damn, this motherfucker always has something to say about what I'm saying. Like, damn, like, you know, but it's important that we take it if it is, as constructive criticism, and learn to work with those energies and start to benefit from that. It's important, again, that we stick to our ideas too. Mercury and Uranus, this is lightning fast energy, lightning fast thoughts. Things are happening quickly all the time. You're always thinking, always talking. Oh, it's like real Gemini energy. And I pulled the Ace of Swords on this day, that like it kept coming to me. This sign kept coming to me over and over and over again. Or this aspect kept coming to me over and over and over and over again. And I pulled the Ace of Swords on that day. So it's definitely Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. Even if you don't have those planets in your chart, it's just high mental energy. If you have this aspect, you're going to have high mental energy. It's important that you tame that you take control of that you catch a grip. If you get a really good idea, grab onto it, hold onto it, and funnel that idea so that you can make it manifest in this realm. Grab onto all your ideas, write them down, start to focus your energy towards them. Try to slow down a little bit, meditate, balance your mind. This is all Mercury aspecting Uranus, the good, the bad, the ugly, and whatever else you thought you wanted or maybe didn't need, but you got anyway. All right. Like, share, subscribe, and all those things.